Real talk, when's the last time you actually thought about Chapter 4? Exactly. You didn't. It came, it dropped augments, random guns, a decent map, and then everyone just forgot. Fortnite had some mid-chapters, but Chapter 4, it's like that one kid in the lobby who disconnects and no one even notices they're gone. So today, we're breaking down why Fortnite Chapter 4 is the most forgettable chapter ever. Not the worst, not the most hated, but the one that left no legacy, didn't build hype, and slipped out of the community's memory. So let's get into why we all forgot it. Reason 1, the map was mid. Chapter 4's map wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good enough to remember. POIs were meh. The Citadel was just a place where you avoided because of the boss spam. Frenzy Fields tried to be Frenzy Farm, but wasn't it. Sloppy Shores was decent, but not like Tilted Towers or Lazy Lake. Half the map was snow, or forest with cluttered trees that made fights awkward. The other half was flat fields. Even when they added Mega City, it was hyped for like 2 weeks when you realized it was a vertical death trap with third parties every 10 seconds. It wasn't a bad map, but never became iconic. Reason 2. The augments were gimmicky. Augments were a cool idea, but let's be real. You used forecast to know zones, bush warrior for heals, or you took a random movement augment and moved on. Didn't add replay value. Once you found your go-to augments, you just did the same thing every match. People don't remember the chapter for augments. That's a problem for a system that was supposed to define it. Reason 3. Weapons felt boring. Chapter 4 weapons felt like diet versions of older guns. The Red Eye AR was fine, but clunky for fights. The Maven and Thunder shotguns were slow and inconsistent. The SMGs were either useless or overpowered, depending on the patch. Weapons didn't feel as satisfying, and there was nothing as iconic as the pump or as fun as the combat shotgun or Scar. A good loophole can carry a chapter's memory, but Chapter 4's loophole never had that. Reason 4. Collabs overload with no impact. Chapter 4 had collabs dropping every other week. Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, Star Wars again, Spider-Verse Miles Morales. But they were just skins. No big map changes tied to them. No memorable LTM modes. When collabs became the only reason to log in, that's when you know the chapter isn't doing its job to keep players around. Reason 5. Seasonal events were mid. Chapter 4 seasonal events felt like checkbox content. Winterfest gave you free skins, but nothing hype. Aaron Yeager's event was cool for fans, but it didn't bring the player base together. The summer event, one of the worst of all time. The best Fortnite seasons had moments like the Black Hole, Travis Scott event, and the Star Wars lightsaber drops. Chapter 4's biggest moments felt like mini tasks, not cultural Fortnite moments you remember years later. Reason 6. There's no competitive buzz. Fortnite's competitive scene also felt low energy during Chapter 4. FNCS was there, but viewership wasn't insane, and even pros seemed less excited because the meta was stale and the map didn't encourage exciting plays. In past seasons, people wanted to watch tournaments, learn rotates, and copy pros in Chapter 4. You saw one pull clip and you saw them all. Reason 7. Content creation became tough. As a content creator, Chapter 4 was tough to make videos on. No exciting LTM modes, no unique challenges, collabs didn't change gameplay, weapons didn't create new strategies. You can't build a memorable chapter if your biggest content angle is ranking skins or which augment is best. And the YouTube scene reflected that. Check the views during Chapter 4. They dipped compared to other times in Fortnite's lifecycle. Reason 8. No unique identity. Chapter 1 was the OG Chaos. Chapter 2 was the reboot with iconic locations. And Chapter 3 was a short but unique flip map. Chapter 4, it tried to be a bit of everything. Small nostalgia bait with forest and frenzy areas, anime collabs, snow zones, a big city that felt like Neo Tilted, not as fun. If you ended up with no unique identity, if you asked a random Fortnite player what defined Chapter 4, you'd get 5 different answers, and none of them would sound exciting. Reason 9. Players just wanted it to end. By the end of Chapter 4, most players were ready for something new. They were tired of augments, they were tired of the loophole, they were tired of the map. Even the diehard players were looking forward to the next chapter just for change. Not because they loved what they were playing. When your chapter's biggest strength is at least it's over soon, that's how you know it's forgettable. It wasn't bad enough to be hated like some seasons, and it wasn't good enough to be loved like Chapter 2 Season 2 or OG Chapter 1. It was just there. An okay map with no iconic spots, a gimmick system with augments that got stale, weapons that felt like placeholders, collabs that were cash grabs without hype. Fortnite is a game built on moments, chaos, and memories. Chapter 4 didn't create enough moments to matter, and that's why everyone moved on and forgot it even existed. If you made it this far, you're a villain. Comment Chapter 4 if you agree it was forgettable, or let me know if you actually liked it. Because I'm curious if anyone truly misses it. And seriously, 86% of you still aren't subscribed, so if you love Fortnite breakdowns without the cringe, hit that sub button if you like the video so the algorithm actually shows you the next upload. See you on the next one. Peace.